Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Ishani Bihari and with me today is Professor Sanjeev Nikore, visiting faculty and chair of the Digital Business Leadership Program at SOIL. Welcome, Professor. Tell us a little bit about your career journey and do share some highlights.
I've put in almost 35 years plus in the industry, particularly in the IT industry. I started my career actually with Ernst & Young in India in management consulting, and then moved on to HCL Technologies, where I was there for 24 years as a senior leader, president for several global verticals, also incubated a company called HCL Comnet, which later on became the infrastructure arm of HCL. So I was like co-founder for that company for some years. And then after having left HCL Technologies in 2016, I joined Tech Mahindra as the president for strategy initiatives. I retired from Tech Mahindra last year, set up my own, and currently I'm also the CEO and founder of a consulting company called Strategies to Scale.
With over 35 years of experience, as you mentioned, in IT and digital, I think you'd be the best expert to enlighten us on this new global digital economy.
Yeah, I mean, today, when the COVID has hit us so badly, and almost everything has stopped, what is still working and what is still making us work is actually digital technology, right? The reason we are able to converse today on this digital platform is because of all the work that was done in technology over the last 20, 30 years, right? We have to actually give compliments to the inventor of internet and World Wide Web for the very fact that the wheels of the economy are still moving today. Almost 70 to 80% businesses in the IT sector at least are working from home and are able to do everything that the customer needs working from home. In fact, in some companies, it's even higher. It's up to 98%. Okay. In the traditional businesses, it could be in the range of 40 to 50%, but that's also very significant. There are numerous digital technologies which are becoming the core of our business today, which include Internet of Things, which include blockchain, which include artificial intelligence and machine learning, which include cloud, which include cybersecurity, data visualization. So many of these technologies are powering all the business processes. I don't think there is any major Fortune 500 company in the world which does not rely on digital technologies today. So in a way, the entire world economy, trillions of dollars run on digital platforms today. And so digital technology has really become the mainstream, okay? And it's no longer something good to have, it is must to have.
Right, and keeping that in mind is why SOIL launched the digital specialization in the one-year PGPM program. You were at the helm of the entire project, so can you tell us a little bit about that program? How is it unique?
Yeah, so what we wanted to do was for management students, people who are doing their post-graduation diploma in management, we didn't want them to sort of become digital technologists. That's not the aim, right? We wanted them to have an appreciation of digital technology and a working knowledge of some of the areas so that they could sort of incorporate that in their cohorts. So typically people who come and take the postgraduate diploma, they either specialize in marketing or they specialize in finance or they specialize in analytics or they specialize in HR. Now in each of their function and each of their areas, how do they actually incorporate digital technologies? So the way we designed this whole program is to offer a set of optional courses for students in collaboration with Microsoft. Because we wanted also to because we also wanted them to have a hands-on experience on digital platforms, which is why we went to Microsoft, and Microsoft had this wonderful Intelligent Cloud Hub program where students could take courses on AI, ML, cloud, blockchain, automation, and learn about these digital technology, also get a feel of these platforms, also get an exposure to the use cases relating to their cohorts. It's a industry-oriented program where we are bringing in a lot of industry use cases so that the students appreciate how digital technology can be applied to different business processes, how those business processes can be renovated, and when they pass out, they have a pretty good handle of how they can use digital technology in their day-to-day work.
Right. And can you share a little bit more about this curriculum of the digital business program?
So the curriculum basically relies on the fact that there are certain subjects which are embedded in the mainstream, where every student has to take those courses, like, for example, digital marketing or digital transformation, which is essentially an appreciation course, digital strategy. So these are things which are sort of core, which are embedded, and design thinking. So these are a few courses which are kind of essential for everybody to take. And then we have optional in-depth courses on artificial intelligence, machine learning, cloud, blockchain, automation, data visualization, which are essentially based on the Microsoft platform, right? And so the students can opt for these optional programs. They have to pay a little extra to get the Microsoft certification. So they also get a certification along with the Microsoft Learning Partner Platify, and it's a certification jointly given by Microsoft, Platify, and Soil. So at the end of the day, when they kind of complete these courses, which is about 100 hours of additional courses that they have to do of learning, and plus they have access to the platform during the time that they are here, they will actually learn to, for example, create a bot of their own, right?
Wow.
So that's the whole intention, so they kind of become digital practitioners in their own right, and then they understand how how a business process can actually be transformed using digital technology. So that's the way the curriculum is designed, right? Another compulsory course is also cybersecurity, because I think that's become, sort of absolutely essential today for everyone to understand. Yeah.
Right. Sounds wonderful. And what kind of roles and career paths would be available to our students after going through this program?
I think, everybody wants today digital savvy management professionals, right? So whether it is a job in marketing where, you become a digital marketing manager or product manager, all the roles are shifting towards having digital skills, right? Or whether it's a business analyst role. So almost all business analysts have to use digital technology to analyze data today, to create data insights, or whether it's a role of a supply chain expert, or it's a role of a financial analyst, or a HR expert, or a HR analyst. Everything is going digital. So there is very high content, digital content in every job role. No, I don't think there's any job in the industry today which doesn't require digital skills. So to that extent, I wouldn't say that the digital roles are separate from the traditional roles. It's all coming together, right? And I think digital has to be embedded as a skill in every cohort and every function, every business process. And that's our intention.
Absolutely right. I think even in my work is marketing. I think that's one of the key skills that we've picked up along the way, and I'm glad you're sort of bringing that alive for the students. In light of the current crisis, what are the top trends that you see in the digital movement? Where do you see it going in a few years from now?
See, for example, by 2025, 95% of the processes will use digital. So the technologies which are really gaining a lot of momentum today are AI. When you do a customer care talk today, or call up any customer care, there's a big chance that a robo is addressing your need, right? There's a bot which is actually conversing with you. Even when you go to the e-commerce sites, most of the time you're conversing with a machine and not a human being, and you don't even know it. And that's how technology is actually coming in. So 95% of the processes will go digital, right? And the technologies which will kind of fuel that are AI, are machine learning, are cloud. I mean, if you see cloud, for example, there are hundreds of software as a service platforms which are available today. And the biggest example is Salesforce. You know,
Yeah.
how Salesforce completely transformed sales and marketing, right? And that company is worth $100 billion today. Look at financial sector, how the fintechs are reshaping the entire financial services market, you know, and the industry. So today, a lot of the work banks used to do has now shifted to fintechs. You know, if you want to do payments today, where do you go? You go to Paytm, right?
Yeah.
You don't go to a traditional bank, right? And
Right.
most of the millionaires are shifting to fintechs, right? You know, so so we are seeing the emergence of startups playing a much bigger role, and startups are all fueled by digital technology. So by 2025, we're going to see a lot more of this, you know, and I would say 95%. I'm just leaving 5% away because those are still the unbanked sectors and the really sectors due to the digital divide. We are bridging a lot of things. Even in India today, if you see, actually, India has gone a hugely digital, right? You know,
Yeah.
we have so many Jan Dhan accounts which are opened. The direct business, direct benefit transfer wouldn't have been possible without digital. You see Bheem, you see UPI, the kind of progress has been made in transmitting money in India. It's become so easy now, even for migrant workers to get that money, right? Wherever they are, right? The Prime Minister has announced a digital health mission now, right? Uh, Everybody is going to have a digital ID for health purposes, right? So, you know, all this has been made possible by digital technology. Had India not adopted digital technology in a big way, we wouldn't have been able to face this pandemic the way we are coping up today. So by 2025, I would say almost every government transaction, almost every citizen transaction, almost every business transaction would be digital.
Sounds wonderful. I think we're all looking forward to see that change as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after you've had such interesting and wonderful experiences in the industry, working for so many years. You now also focusing on teaching. So what made you switch to teaching, and why did you choose soil?
That's a really easy answer. First of all, I knew Anil from my first job. He recruited me in Aisha, and I had a huge regard for him, you know, as a business leader, and now as a transformation consultant, and now as a professor and a founder of Soil. I think he's done tremendous work. So was very happy to get associated with him, and that's one reason. Second is I live in Gurgaon, and it was quite easy to go to Soil. Of course, now with the virtual world, doesn't matter. You know, those were the two reasons, and then of course. You know, I had heard good things about Soil. There were some Soil students used to work under me when I was working, so I had a good impression. I had come to Soil a couple of times and given some guest lectures, and I really liked the place. So those were some simple things, reasons why I chose Soil. Teaching, it's just that I thought I must give back to society what I have learned all my life, what I've experienced. And when I was a student, I always used to yearn uh, for industry experts to come and kind of share experiences with us, because obviously in our time things were very theoretical, right? And whenever we had some industry guest lectures or people coming in, we used to die for that, right? So I felt that it's you know, my duty as a sort of a now as a professional, as a citizen, to give back something to society, and what better than teaching, right? So that's why I sort of opted for some teaching. I'm also going to be teaching now at my alma mater, which is IIT BHU, to the IIT students. They've been sort of calling me there. And now it's become easier with virtual, you know, the virtual world. So I'd like to share my experiences with as many students as possible. And the other good thing is that young people always have a lot of passion, a lot of excitement, a lot of ability to interact. And I love that. I love interacting with, in fact, that's the reason I also mentor a lot of startups in the technology space. Because whenever I interact with young minds, I feel they're full of ideas, they're full of passion, and I love that interaction. So that's also one of the reasons that I took to teaching.
No, and we're absolutely lucky to have you. And having industry experts coming in to teach us is one of the strengths of Soil. So we're just glad that you're with us and continuing the tradition. Can you share what your experiences have been with Soil students? You've engaged with quite a few of them.
I feel they're very, very curious, very passionate. They're all wanting to learn new things, apply new things. They're ready to sort of. They're, they are absolutely very serious about the work. So first thing is the sincerity is very high. Passion for learning is very high. From an EQ perspective, I think from an emotional quotient perspective, I find them very mature, very responsible, very balanced. So I'm really surprised at the kind of maturity they are displaying as young adults. And how responsible they are, how sincere they are about their work. And they appear to be very disciplined. So because it needs a lot of effort to learn new things. And it needs a lot of curiosity. So I'm very happy that they are having that passion. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you. And with that, we'll come to the end of this conversation. Thank you so much for your time.
So it was very nice discussing this with you, Ishani, and sharing my thoughts on the digital program that we have created at SOIL. I'm sure it will sort of attract a lot of attention and it will be very useful for the students. Thank you so much.
Thank you.